Hey ballerinas. So it's 2020. It's actually March in 2020. I don't know how that happened. I'm having a bit of a what am I doing with my life kind of week. So the obvious response was to tell the entire internet about it and set up a camera and lighting. Because what else do you do when you're sad? Here's the thing. I know what things I like. I know what things I'm passionate about, and that stuff has never been in question. But am I good enough? Maybe I'm just another angsty 20-something on this website. I'm aware that that is almost certainly what is happening here. Almost certainly. I've existed in this online space for so long that it is fundamentally a part of who I am, and I really want to turn that into a future for myself. Somehow. I clearly want to turn it into a future for myself. That's why I've left my washing machine running whilst filming. 10 years I've been on this website. 10 years. I've just put up the last of my a month of living videos on Patreon and scheduled them to go out on YouTube over the next week or so. And I know that my passion for that project sort of died in the last couple of months of it, but I very stubbornly wanted it to be finished and a thing that is tangible. The thing that's getting me back this year, well, there's a lot of things. One of the things is that you quit your job, Bob. One of the others is I don't have tangible goals this year. If you've been following this channel for a while, you'll be aware I love organisation and, you know, write a list, make goals, all that stuff. I love it, I thrive on it. But I didn't make any this year. Now I could make some now, of course I could, of course I could. But am I going to? Am I? Probably not. The thing is, well, one of the things is, I made a video on this channel last year, my 2019 goals. But I fucked up making those goals because here's what I did. I made a lot of them things that I couldn't work towards and possibly achieve after the end date. For example, I can't go back in time and get a 2-1. It's just not going to happen for me now, and I need to accept it and move on. But there's no way for me to do a nice little squiggle next to it, move it into next year's bracket. The thing is, most of my goals every year were in natural progression from the ones the year before, or the ones I didn't achieve being shifted over. And I can't do that with a lot of last year's goals. Because I've twisted my life around and decided not to go into clinical science and to pursue this online thing that I love. But I don't know how to do that. I know it's normal when doing new interesting things to not know what you're doing, but there's so much information and it contradicts each other, and it's not that certain anyway because it's all guesswork, and that's why I find digital marketing fascinating. But it's also a downfall. What is this video? It's 2020 or something. I'm 24 years old. I just quit a perfectly good job because I felt like I wasn't thriving there, and I don't regret that decision, but also I'm not sure how I'm going to pay rent for the next month. And my housemates are lovely and I've said they'll do it, but I don't want to rely on them. And Bob, you've always loved writing, so why not make that your job? But then you've always loved this, so why not make that your job? And how do you do any of those things? It's all just guesswork and hoping and applying and getting pitches down. And public speaking's never been your forte. You have a cat, so it's not all bad. Sometimes you just need a disjointed blur. And some people do this and they don't put it on the internet, and I understand that. Sometimes you just need the clarity in your own head. But sometimes I need the reflection of others within that. even if the reflection of others is just what is already in my head. 2020 has been a very weird one so far. There's a lot of things that I would never have foreseen me doing. And once again, I think I've done all the right things, but for me, and I'm not ridiculous enough to say that, you know, I've ruined everything, because I haven't. I've got my whole life to do things. But I can't work out what those things are. I'm writing articles and I'm pitching them, I'm making videos again, and I'm using my Patreon. No patrons as it may be, but I'm going to keep using it until there are some of you. And I'm reading and researching and building my own website, and I'm doing all these things, all whilst applying for full-time work, because, being realistic, I need a stable income. But where do you even start? Bob, just make a calendar for fuck's sake. I am going to make a calendar. I already had one to get all my extra things done built around work. I'm also working on a really exciting project for the Northwestern YouTube that I really I'm looking forward to launching with my friend Tara. I have wonderful people around me and I'm constantly reminded of that, and I'm a very fundamentally lucky person, though it doesn't always feel like it. And 2019, despite its very low lows, was an incredible year for me, and I need to remember that 2020, at the end of it all, will probably be fine. Every year doesn't need to be groundbreaking. Life comes in little steps. And I'll get there. And we'll get there. Anyone who's having the same crisis I am right now will get there. I do believe that fundamentally. But sometimes the rest of my head doesn't. Thank you for listening to me ramble for however long, Ballerinos. I will hopefully be back much sooner than I have been. I can't believe it took me till March to make my first video of 2020. But this website can't get rid of me. It's tried. And for some reason I keep coming back. So if you enjoyed this, give me a like, cheeky subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon.